episode? What episode did I say this was? I literally just hit the podcast button. I don't know. 30 odd, 36, 33, 30 something. We're doing a show. Monday night football. You know, Monday night mapping. That works. Monday night mapping. Here's where we're at. Lightharbor for nobledwarf.com. We've got the east side kind of done over there, and off camera I started working the interior of the city like that, and the reason for that is I can get more done when I'm not doing this, but also, you know, if I've got a little window of opportunity during the day, I can get a little bit done. I do record them, and Noble Dwarf has the video. They will be compiling it all. You'll get to see me actually doing this. So we've kind of got, let's call it the south quadrant done. Kind of southeast, right? And we got a little bit of the smattering of the southwest. I was going to go padding on up there, but I'm not feeling it. I'm going to actually stick with buildings just for the moment. We've got some trees to do. We've got some tents to do. I don't want to get too deep into the gardens, and I'm not sure how much I want to do of the yards, and, like, you know, we've got yards where people work, we've got backyards, we've got courtyards. I don't know how much of that I want to do. I do want to do the towers on the walls. See this? I want to clean them up. I want to actually get that coloured in. I'm tempted to sweep down here, right along there, because we can colour those warehouses, maybe start coming up a little bit. I am not going to get into this warren here just yet. Not yet. I don't know. My heart can't take that. But I do think I'm going to warm up just in this general warehouse area. Then we'll figure out what we want to do next. Alright? Millions of buildings. Millions. Alright. So this particular building actually has an orange roof. Huh. The more you know. This is a real life building. And if we're doing a real life building, we might as well colour it as such. Let's make this. This is kind of like a named location in Lightharbor. This has got a little bit of a flesh hue. We're going to get rid of that. We're just going to use this as a base. It's made of flesh. No, but this is a named location in Lightharbor for Noble Dwarf. Like they specifically wanted this to be drawn a certain way. So I'm going to colour it a certain way too. Alright, let's slide towards the orange. We need definitely some orange on this. There you go. Okay, there's our base colour. Let's do the shadows. Shadows. Hey, Miss J's here. Not melons. Millions of buildings. How are you, Miss J? How is life treating you in this crazy world of ours? So I think there'd definitely be a shadow there. I'm feeling like there'd be like a little bit of a shadow here. Okay, we're gonna make this a little bit darker. And the other side of there too, and a little bit of this. Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. A little bit of, ooh. Stop that. A little bit of this. Princess Strecker in the house, and Green Lutoon. Hi everyone. I've been busy doing this, by the way, just so you know. You finished a map that stalled a year ago? That's actually always a good feeling. That's cool. That's really cool. Alright, don't forget to, everyone. Wednesday night, we have Noble Dwarf Withers themselves. It's gonna be good. Alright. I think that's good. I think that's good. I'm actually just going to bring up the picture of... Yeah. So this is what it's modelled of. Got this nice sort of almost terracotta red, orange like roof. And the same on the top of here too, even though this front is wood. So that's what we've got. That's the colour that we've just done with this. I did not stream yesterday because I didn't want to. I wanted to play games all day, and that's what I did. I have more of a shot of streaming not after a Dungeons and Dragons day, I have realised. If it's after Dungeons and Dragons, it's kind of a bit of a zombie day. My energy levels are low. So I thought, you know what? Screw it. Screw it. I'm not doing it. Where's my wasser? There we go. Water. Let's just cover that a little bit in right there. Back up here. Shadows high. Buildings. I think there's a high chance of us streaming this weekend, and an even higher chance of streaming the following weekend because I've signed up for some Kobold Con things. Friday, on May 1st, I am going to do, I'm going to run a Call of Cthulhu and I'm going to stream it on the Friday. Then I'm going to do Whiskey and Paint that night and I'm going to stream that one too, May 1st. Then on May 2nd, I'm going to do a mapping thing with Cave Geek. Then on May 3rd, I'm going to be with Luke Gygax and Stephen Chenault of Troll Lord Games, and we're going to be doing a Gaxmore panel. All of those are going to be streamed. So, busy couple of weeks coming up. I think I've done those. I'm not going to dick about with them. I don't want to get embroiled in buildings. I have literally just done all of those before the stream, so I'm going to stick with the buildings that are sexier to work with. Hey, Geek! Yeah, just literally as I was talking about you, my good friend. We're going to be doing a Whose Map Is It Anyway on May 2nd? May 2nd. Saturday morning, 11 o'clock Pacific time. I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. Game Geek and I create a map at the same time, with no eyeballs involved. Right, this song has gotta go. This song has gotta go. Whew, that was doing me in. Alright. Let's do some ducks. Do I want to stick with the same sort of orangey colour? Do I want to make that a theme of these docks? I'm kind of tempted. But then it won't be special. Maybe we can do it a little bit. We'll make it dirtier though. Yeah, okay. So how was everyone's weekend? Anyone get up to anything fun, sexy, fantastic? Jack and I watched The Gentleman yesterday and really quite enjoyed it. Not The Gentleman, I think it's just called Gentleman, right? Oh, it is called The Gentleman. I thought it was just Gentleman. Okay. You had an electrical fire up on the pole on the shed roof. It was dramatic. Holy shit, Miss J. Alright. So what? How did that manifest? What did that look like? And what did you do about it? I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with that. A little bit of this. A little bit of this. There we go. It's bugging me, huh? There we go. That's bugging me less. Alright. Now we'll come over there a little bit. Let's finish this area. We've got trees. Let's do trees first. I'm not going to do the trees of the entire city. I want to get the trees done in this area. And then we're going to do the tents in this area. And then that's going to be pretty much this area, except for the ground, done. There's actually quite a few trees here. Okay. Oh, and then the towers. We're going to definitely do towers. I'm actually really looking forward to colouring the barracks area right there. I don't want to get too distracted going into a different district. Couldn't help myself. Miss J, it was dark and gloomy night. It was a dark and gloomy night. There was a heavy mist hanging in the air. A light drizzle was coming down. Our bold adventurers did not have many lights outside. They became aware of some random lights flickering and a crackling like dragon's breath. Distant lightning, if you will, but orange, continuous. Scared, but emboldened by the presence of a paladin, our adventurers set forth. They went outside, and there it was, lightning, lighting up the night. A football-sized fire up in the air above the castle. And a strong smell, like someone had been in some serious welding. Blacksmith, perhaps. What happened next, Miss J? Did you just let it burn itself out? Did you turn off the electricity? What did you do? The epic music was definitely helping. How could I just read out like her response with music like that going in the background? Our adventurers raced down to the village square, where they found the dragon and turned him off. Then they called the Baron to ask for their reward. That must have been pretty startling, Miss J. I don't think I've ever seen an electrical fire. I don't know, Cake Geek, you're gonna have to ask Miss J there. I'm gonna guess dousing the dragon with sand helped. At least he's gonna go, what the fuck? Cave Geek, you're doing so much coordination with Miss J, you could just also ask her whatever you want to ask her, you know. I think that's got all of the trees in this area. Did I miss that building? I bloody well did. I bloody well did. I think this part of the city is going to actually look pretty damn nice. I like it. A spot of green just picks it out. Miss J, the hero, electrocutions, can be riding up the next day with the Sizor lift and fixed it all, but failed to turn my hot water back on, which I discovered this morning when the shower was lukewarm and went cold halfway through. But I forged on, says Miss J. I went outside into the outback, and I cut open a billobarrow tree. There the sap poured forth, and I completed my shower that way. I guess that's rural living, Miss J. Right? I feel like I need more of a contrast. I'm going lighter. I want more of a contrast here, and we're gonna do some good solid shadow. Oh! I did a little guy on a horse too, off camera. A little statue right there. This is better. This is much more better. Alright, so what are we going to do after this? Oh, towers. We're definitely going to do the towers. Maybe we'll do all of the towers across the entire city. I actually feel that. That's what we're going to do. Because they've been kind of bugging me from the day we drew them. And I want to get them fixed up. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. Let's get a little bit of light going on right there. Definitely here, Processional Avenue. And a little spot right there. Then, you know what we do with the trees? We come in with the shadow. Miss J, the last time that I ever welded something and used the word flux, I was 14. That's going back a long time. Metalwork class at school. And suffice to say, if there was a smell to flux, my brain has long since forgotten it. I'm not doing the trees inside the palace compound because the palace compound, we're going to actually make a special day out of that. And I kind of want to do different, you know, like cherry trees or something, like blossom trees. Make that whole area just like, pow, pop off the map. That's what I'm thinking about. Like a real jewel in the center of the city. I think that will do our little trees. Oh, I love the little trees. Happy little trees. Alright. Towers. Alright, so... Alright, so now I don't know what flux is. Except the flux capacitor. Solder I've used. Solder. Solder we used. Flux, I don't know what that is. Alright, this thing right here. Solder is the stuff that melts, alright. Yeah, I think this works. I think this works. Flux is a powder stuff that somehow helps the metal melt and bond smoothly. I'm trying to think if in my life if I have ever seen flux. Like I'm genuinely don't think I ever have. No, not gonna do it that way. I'm not gonna do it that way. I think that way works. It's not the way I want to do it. Okay, we're gonna do the shadows. That's what we're gonna do there. But in the meantime, so that's gonna be yellow coming in underneath. We're gonna do flagstones. We're gonna do yellow coming out the other side. Okay. Powder coated onto wire rod. Yeah, I've never seen it. I've never seen it. I don't think our metalwork class got that advanced. Oh no, we're not gonna do that. You can go. You can go now. You can get out. Yeah, that was actually a mistake. Hold on. Hold on. Let's go with you. Let's go with you. And you. And you. Let's come down to this layer. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. How the hell did they figure that out, Miss J? Like, who figured that shit out for the first time? Like, that's not an accidental discovery right there. You know, it beats the crap out of me. Oh, you know what? I don't actually do green. We're going to do a different colour, because we've got green trees here. I feel like we need to do something else. Yellow. How about a nice yellow? There we go. Righteous. Great. Perfect. Alright. Green Loontoon, what was that? A hot dog cart? Oh, I think it could be, right? I think it could be. One of them is. Towers. Let's start with this tower. Alright, so the problem I've got is my ink is sitting above my colouring. I always do it that way. So I'm actually gonna delete my ink. I didn't want to do it this way, but I merged some layers apparently at some point. Right, so that'll be one tower. You know what? Let's do them one at a time. Let's just go around. Let's do all of our towers. Let's get our towers dialed in. No. Maybe we do our towers one at a time, multiples. Let's do all our towers in one go. So, you could literally just beat two pieces of hot metal together and it welds with flux. Okay. my knowledge of anything to do with metal or woodworking can be written on the back of a postage stamp using a very big font. It's got something I admire. Like, I genuinely admire it, but just not my field, you know? I feel like I'm learning something here, Miss J. I feel like I need you on the channel one day. Like, if I can get you to have a reliable internet connection, we should have you as a guest appearance. And we'll call it Learning with Miss J. And it'll be 2 hours of you teaching us things. Including survival techniques in the outback. So how did you do the twists in the poker? I've always been curious about how that's done. I just recently actually had a blacksmith make me some plant, like good thick plant supports. And so they're like Y shapes at the top, and then they're twisted. You make this beautiful twist going down. So how do you do the twists? Yeah, the next time, Miss J, that you get to an area where you're happy with your internet, ping me, okay? Let's do something. Alright, Green, how did you get into even starting anything, like, metalwork-wise? Tell us a little bit about the projects and how you got into it. There we go. Oh, okay, we got this one too. Oh, this is a beautiful city. Really is a beautiful city. This is coming out real nice. I'm quite happy. Oh, that's a gate. That's a gate right there. Okay. Tower, 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 tower. Tower over here. Tower over there. Miss J, from memory, I think they did it by holding one end solid, okay, jammed it in a hole with a metal plate held in a vice-like thing, and then twisted it around using mold grips. Alright, while it was still kind of hot, obviously. Just like that, just twist it. Interesting. That is some wonky work there. Hold on a sec. Oh my god. It's still wonky, but fuck it. Green says, my dad was a machinist and I learned simple smithing and using a lathe from him. I've only used a lathe at school and honestly, I love it. I mean, I'm shit at it because I've done God knows how many decades not being around it, but it's such a good piece of machinery. 2 years ago, fairly recent then, he gave me your grandfather's forge and anvil. Get the hell out. That is cool, man. That is cool. And Cave Geek is going to be Wednesday that we're selling plots in Lightharbor, my friend, when the two noble dwarves are joining us. We're going to zoom in on certain areas and we're going to add prices to them. If you want to live there, you can live there. I think that's all my towers ready to rock and roll. They're already looking a lot better. Alright, much more better. You know, no, I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. I could do this quickly, dickly, in other ways. Yeah, I only know one blacksmith online. No, I know several, but one that I would consider to be a friend. And he also has been struggling, you know, with how heavy the work is. I don't think he does it really now anymore. Makes you wonder if, like, you know, medieval times, if it had a similar toll on, like, the armor smiths and the blacksmiths and the swordsmiths. Did they get fucked up just as quickly as we do nowadays? Hey, what are you trying to say there, Green? I feel like personally attacked. Okay. Guess we might as well do these as well. And here. Yeah, what am I doing here? What is this? I don't know exactly. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I have a lot of hobbies too. None of them involve using my muscles. And I don't think it's ever been different. Even when I was hitting the gym like 4 times a week, I wouldn't consider that to be a hobby, you know? My hobbies are sitting on my ass, playing games, writing games, drawing maps, playing more games, sitting around a table playing board games or playing tabletop games, rolling some dice, and drinking. Yeah, this is the look I want. This is the look I want. This is okay right here. Yeah, love it. No, you know what? Hold on a sec. Let's take them back. I think you are more like this. There we go. Yeah, you are. You built your own 6-person gaming table. So my dad is a big woodworker. Like, you know, but actually my dad could build a house, okay? My dad has built houses. Everything in it. Electronics, or electrics, plumbing, carpentry, brickwork. My dad can do it. And I deeply, deeply, deeply admire it. I gotta be honest with you, I really do. I have none of that talent, like none of it. And I wish I did. I wish I did because, like, building a gaming table is exactly the type of shit that I could get behind. There was one point where I wanted to build like a gaming table to put a TV in, but touchscreen TV, so you could use it like a surface, a big surface, like 50-inch surface, put miniatures on it and shit. But I can't even begin to fathom. I mean, I can kind of visualize the process because watching my dad, but I can't do it. I just can't do it. And it's a real shame because I think people that can do that type of shit, you can work wonders, you know, with a house or whatever you want, you know. It's like I want to build display cases for my miniatures. Oh, I've missed 2 towers here. And like someone like you, Green, you just knock that shit out. You just do it, you know. In a weekend, you'd have display cases built, done. I gotta start contacting someone and pay them thousands of fucking dollars and stuff. It's so different. And I deeply, deeply, deeply admire the skill that you've got. Well, I'll tell you what. If you figure this out too, I'm just gonna hang it up. I'm just gonna go. I have miniature painting. I have like 2 things to my name that I feel like I do reasonably well: mapping and miniature painting. Which we are going to start streaming here shortly, no more than 2 weeks out. Let's bring a bit of. Oh no! Don't draw like a spaz. A bit of this. You're colouring like a right twat, Faden. Come on. We're going to come in, we're going to do a little bit of texture on these towers, and we are going to draw some hatches. this, little bit of this, little bit of that, little bit of this, little bit of that. Yeah. Just make sure we didn't miss anything. Hit save. Yeah, okay, they're fine. They're fine. I think we could do some drop shadow on these suckers too. I think we're definitely going to do some drop shadow on them. Alright. Brown. Different brush. Softer brush. And a bit of opacity, I think. I'm gonna leave him. I'm gonna leave him right now. Oh, come on. Come on. There you go. No, I don't. I'm not a fan. Hold on. This is kind of like a ridiculous detail that just is not needed. I just love doing it on my towers. Because even if you're way zoomed out, you kind of see this little tiny smidge of a blob that I think the brain goes, access hatch. Yeah, don't know what to do with that. This one we're going to do a little bit differently. I assume it's got like doors out the side and it comes out into the wall. But it would still need a way up, wouldn't it? See, look at these little tiny ones. You just get that little tiny dot on them. And I just think it adds a certain je ne sais quoi. Okay, I'm going to hit save right there. That's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. Signal fire. I've never done a signal fire before. I like the idea. I like the idea. not all towers would have a signifier though, right? Oh, come on. Yeah, that's not gonna cut it. Highest point on near gates. I think we're gonna do it. We're gonna do this big tower, these two big towers, and near the gates. So if they light, the inward ones can light too. What will they be using the signal fires for? Signaling other parts of the city that an attack is coming, or to signal that it's I don't know. This is not my city. This is not my city. They could be. This is this is on a hill. This is definitely getting one. As far as I'm concerned, they're signal flares to say, hey, I wouldn't mind another glass of wine right now. This is also on a hill. He's getting one. And that dude's on a hill too. Way up. The signal flare of wine door's just been lit. Thank you, darling. Now they're not lit, so I don't want to call them red, but we gotta kind of do maybe some kind of like little mini pixel of charcoal. Oh, is that it? Well, now we've got the two internal ones. Come on, come on, come on, Photoshop. Thank you. There we go. Let's do that. And there. Alright, well, we'll do that. Screw it. That's fine. I mean, there's a big, huge fucking lighthouse in the middle of the city, but yeah, okay, signal flares. Talking of which, we're gonna do this island another time. Okay, so wall's done. I think those. Oh, shadows. We're gonna do shadows. Yeah, we're actually gonna do. I want these shadows to actually sit on top of buildings. let's practice here. Then when we colour that building, that little bit of shadow is actually going to fall right over it. I suppose really what I should have done is coloured the shadow, coloured the towers on their own layer. Then I could have actually done a drop shadow, separate and everything else. But man, this will work. This will work for what it is. We might actually do one for the wall too. You know, like this type of thing. We'll come back to that. Yeah, that gives some height. That gives some height. That's fine. think that will do for our base of the wall. Might as well do the rest of bloody shadow now. I was intending to do this, but might as well, right? You're literally here. I think I'm okay with that. So what do we hit next? Do we color the barracks area? Yeah, I think I'm feeling that. Let's do the barracks. Alright, barracks. There'll be some scrub in on the corners and things like that, but otherwise this is a heavily trodden area. We have a tower here we haven't done. While I'm talking, let's do this tower. So if that's the case, we kind of want it, I think, more sort of dry, mud, scuff, right? Sand, grit. I'm thinking greys, whites, pale yellows, you know, that type of thing. So that's where we're going to focus our effort. But let's just do this first. Nice. Actually, nice. A little bit of scuff. A little bit of scuff. ground. Let's start with sand and mud going into stone. Let's start doing that. Start fairly light, fairly large. Now this whole area, if you actually look at it, is actually walled off. Like, it's pretty heavily enclosed. And there's guard points, like that one right there. Any way in. And I think we're going to play to that a little bit. That forms our walkways and such. It forms our heavy trodden paths. Okay, let's do that. Then down a layer, lighten it up. Not too heavy, not as heavy as that. And all of this is underneath the building layers, which is why the buildings are absolutely fine and intact. We're not colouring over them, like, at all. Just going to let it spill out just a little bit around here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to move to stone. We're going to do stone next. Okay. So in towards the grey, down a layer. Well-trodden paths will be the last thing we do in this. I think what we're going to do is we're going to come down another layer and we're going to do an even lighter grey. And we will definitely do some green, but we are going to be surgical in its application. Alright, lighter grey. Now you won't be able to see this because it's going to be very close to the white that is the paper, so to speak. Now let's do those training fields. Let me show you how this is going to work. So we've covered the whole area with a little bit of mud, with a little bit of stone. Now I'm going to come down again and we're going to select something pretty muddy, something pretty dark. they're standing out nice. Okay, so then, what if it's an area that's a little bit greener? What if it's actually maybe a little bit of a garden type area, like this guy's house? Well, then there's colouring underneath with green, and they pop out as being a little bit more civilized, so to speak. There you go. And then we're just going to do a little bit in the corners here where some weeds and such have grown, right? Not too much, not too much. This looks pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna do the paths and everything in a moment. I wanna come in and do not brown, not green, like stone. Thinking about it. Let's get a little bit of green up against the wall here. Hey, Gloon. Green Lantern. Oh, Gloon Lantern. I am drawing green right now. Mud. I'm feeling mud. Mud. Well-trodden ground. I will zoom out for you in a moment here, Gloon. Yeah, there you go. I think that's what I wanted. I think that's what I wanted right there. So let's get that all filled in. Nice. I'm okay with that. I actually think we're gonna go towards a dark grey. See how the lighter grey that we did to begin with is shining through because it's coloured on top. That's great. That's great. Okay, grey. For here. Good. Okay, and let's lighten it. No, let's not lighten it up yet. Let's just stick with this. Let's just do a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Right, we're not gonna come too far down, but now we're gonna lighten this up. That's good. Yep. Yep. GL. I can deal with that. Green. Groon. Lutun. GL. GL. You got it. Alright, so we're going to now come up to our path layer. This is where we have the fun. Not like that, we don't know. What bush have we got here? We got the happy one. We're drawing our little paths, our happy paths through our settlement. Into there. Between the barracks, right? well trodden here. Between the fields where they practice and here. Around that building and this building. Out through here. Right, so these I see is also barrack houses. And here too, of course. Down there. Oh, no. You can come away, okay. Something like that. I think something like that. See you, Gabe. I think I'm going to flagstone some of this area. Let's actually, we're not using you right now. We're not using you right now. Get a little bit of texture where I feel like there should be a little bit of flagstoning. Maybe actually between the major buildings should be a little bit of flagstone. That's good. That's good. And you know, I don't normally do this, but I think I'm going to do a little bit of texturing on the actual towers, the big towers. I feel like it just needs a little something. I've done this on other cities and I got out of the habit of it. I actually kind of like it. Yep, that'll do. That'll do. Let's hit save. What size brush you used on the shore ink? Yeah, I think it was a 12. Let's try that. For starters, when I do my original inking, I always do the hard round brush pressure. So that, and I believe I was working in the original of about a 12. In fact, let's change it to black so we can see. It might have been actually heavier than a 12, but it's about there. Maybe it was a 16. Now bear in mind this is a fairly big map. I normally operate around 8 to 12 originally. Yeah, I'm thinking it's about 16. But I only do that on the original heavy, outline, so to speak. And then with buildings, I drop down. Like these are not this, right? Those buildings are way closer to like an 8 or a 9. And I typically operate in steps of about 4, okay? So if I decide my coastline is going to be a 12 for the sake of argument, I'll typically drop my buildings to about 8. And work around there. I think I'm okay with this. This is actually coming out okay. I definitely think this line could have been lighter. But I tend to be very black and white, But I think that's probably a 16, and I think it could have started to be a 12. I think it could have handled that. Alright. I think that little area right there is done. So what time is it? Time check. This is kind of about the point where we would stop the stream, so... But let's do some gardens. Let's do some gardens real quick. Gardens and yards, oh my. Let's just do a little bit of fun here. Anywhere that I've got, let's say call it work areas, I'm gonna steer towards the drier, muddier, more industrial type of colours. Browns, dry, In gardens, then I will actually start sliding towards our greens and things. Towards the docks, I'm typically gonna slide towards, these are work areas. You can see they've got lumber and things in them. I'm not gonna get too far in the city there. But over towards like here on the main road, these are way more towards, well, this is probably some kind of tavern, right? You come in, you can park your horse right here, and like you can sort of stay the night right there. So this is probably a little bit more well trodden. Because it's more well trodden, I'm going to stick towards our browns. But I am going to introduce some green. This definitely is going to get the green treatment. Likewise right there. And while we're at it, might as well do those two little areas. Okay, so if we then come down, I'll do a little bit lighter, a little bit towards a grey. Grey? Grey. I think I was trying to say grey and dry at the same time. Right, you. And even though we were doing browns there, you see how it actually starts to take on almost a green appearance? It's very easy for the map to slide in towards green. Very, very, very easy. You almost have to wrestle it away. Alright. Super dry. Super dry. Down a layer. GL. I've decided to start a new map, okay, with a shoreline. Okay, okay, and build the castle around it. Okay, you know what? You know what, GL? Hold that thought. I am gonna actually stop the stream here. I'm gonna talk to you about this. Let's okay, let me just do a little bit of green in the areas that need green. A little bit of green in your areas. And what about you? Do you have any for me? No? Okay, you do though, don't you? Look at that, lovely. Yeah. You got a bit of garden for me? Just a wickle bit. Just a wickle bit. Maybe you guys. You don't. But you definitely do. Just a wiggle bit right there. Now you're on the main road, love. You've surely got a little bit of green for me. Alright, then you're getting into the dark. Right here. So let's just. There we go. There we go. It's okay. It's okay. I understand that you are a lumberyard. And you just got muck everywhere, right? So that we're gonna do that. Yeah, I like it. Alright, so I'm gonna just zoom out for a moment. GL. So GL, just so everyone knows, GL is drawing, or was drawing, a city map, and it was mainly though it was a castle, and he wanted the castle to be fairly detailed, but he also wanted to encapsulate the city around it. The city around it, 80,000 souls. That's big. Kind of getting into this type of realm right here. If you're drawing a castle and want the castle to be like this big on the page, but at the same time you've got like a city that this big, well, the castle is going to be pretty small on the map relatively. You can't do both, right? Unless you're drawing big. So GL has had a little bit of a brainwave, started a new map with the shoreline, and I always start with the shoreline, and then build a castle around it. Yeah, I think that's the right approach. Dungeons and castle floor plans are so much easier. They are. Yeah. No, I think they are because it's easier to think about scale. Castles and dungeons have a very easy scale to understand. When you get to a city, it's much harder. So, GL, this is my scale right here. I drew this pretty early on in the series. I think you actually saw it. And what I did is I just marked off my major 750, 1500, and you could resize this, okay, to what you want it to be. But I marked off my major feet scales, and then I marked some subscales, and I just did it roughly. But what I did was like, okay, so if this is 375, and it could be whatever you want. This could be honestly 500 feet. Keep it nice and simple, right? This is my 500 foot, then this is my 250, which means this is 125, which means it's a building is a little bitty. Use that. Just use some kind of scale bar, and even like draw your coastline and everything, but then create this rough scale bar, man. Yeah, let's just rotate that a little bit. Oh, don't do that. If you create some kind of scale bar before you draw one building, it will keep you honest. And I would say you draw your coast, you draw your castle, because you just told me that your castle is 100 feet across. I think that's what you told me, right? If that's the case, then you could say, okay, I want my castle. Let's just say this is 100 feet. You can say, okay, so my castle is going to be drawn right here. That's the size of my castle. that becomes your grounding rod. Now you can do a 50-foot mark, and that's a medium-sized home. You can do a 25-foot mark, that's a smaller home. You can do a 10-foot mark or 12.5-foot mark of that, and say that's a hovel, right? And that becomes your little sort of markings. Then, I actually drew some buildings next to this myself. Like you can see, I've got a 40-foot, and I've even got a 20-foot. I drew some buildings that size next to these, and I use them as literal scale buildings to work off. And so, okay, so that's my average size hovel. That's my average size medium. That's my average size large home. And your castle, once you plop it on your map, will give you what that baseline is. And 10,000 people, I think, is more reasonable. Like, medieval towns, 10,000 people was not small, right? I think 10,000 people is that's a good size. And and I say it's a good size that you'll get some good detail. You'll be able to zoom in. I think you're dealing with type of deal, building size, you know. Send the next update to me. That's what I do. Just send your stuff to me on Gmail, you know, and I'll respond. You may not agree with me, by the way, but I'll give you my opinion, and I may not even be right, but I'll give you my thoughts. Alright, on that note, this little puppy is beginning to, I should say, this little puppy is beginning to take shape. We actually got quite a bit done today. We got quite a bit done. Now, granted, we haven't done the main 3 fairs. I think I'm going to do the main 3 fairs last. Like, you know, get all of our buildings done, get all of our trees, get all of our tents, our marketplace, our slum. The slum is going to be a bitch, but I'm working on a theory for approaching that. Because what I'm thinking about doing, just as an FYI, is, where's my building layer? There we go. I'm thinking about colouring entire, oops, let's do this and this and this and something like this and get to my brush. But I'm thinking about colouring in like entire sections. Oh no, I did bad things. There we go. But not, well, that's on the scale bar. Who gives a shit about the scale bar? Alright. I'm thinking about with things like this, like doing this, and again, I'm not sure if this is going to actually work, but then actually deleting in between them. That's what I'm wondering about doing. Versus colouring each individual one. But we'll see. We'll see. Because the slum isn't that big. It's probably one sitting will get it knocked down. Let's turn off the scale right there. Mischief, it is beginning to fill in. It's actually, you know, in the space of one evening, we've got this big, huge chunk done right here. More than I thought we'd get done, to be honest with you. It gives me a level of hope that this city actually is not going to take that long to colour. I think it might be a lot quicker than I expected it to be. I did nothing over the weekend, but 1 hour before the stream, I did these buildings. Because actually between the day job and the stream time, I'm finding it very easy just to kind of reset my brain from the day job. And I don't want to get into this, you know? So I actually record it, but I don't stream it. And I just sit here and I work in silence, you know? And I'm finding it's really good for shifting my brain. Like almost like meditation, you know? Get out of the day job, into the night job, I'm trying to do a little bit more of that. Oh no, the color layer is still very much here. It is. I'm finding it is. Instead, I don't know what I was doing. I think I was like doing day job, and then I was getting into setting up stream or doing like mechanical things that my brain wasn't liking. So by the time I was getting in the stream, I was like, ugh. But this is actually like working a little bit off camera and quiet. I think that's the key. Just reset my brain. That's actually working out really good. I'll probably do the same again tomorrow. I don't know where we'll work tomorrow. So tomorrow night we're back. Tuesday night we're back. 6 o'clock Pacific time. It's 50-50, guys and girls. I'm either going to come up here into the Georgian district. Maybe. I actually think that could go quick. Like, you know, very, very, very easy to colour. The building details, the ink is detailed. The colouring I don't think will be. Or I slum it. And I might work on the slum off camera because it's so freaking tedious. We'll see. Join me tomorrow and let's see which one I decide to jump into. Georgian or slum? I actually don't know myself. We're going to hit one of them. And we're going to see if we can finish that district. Zoom out. She's beginning to take shape. We might just get this one finished. And don't forget, on Wednesday's stream, the two noble dwarves themselves are going to join us. And they've actually sent me a little present. It's in a little box. It's sitting over there. They want me to open it on camera. So you've got to be here for Wednesday at least. Because I don't know what's in the box and I want to find out. And they're going to tell us all about this glorious city of theirs. So at least come and rejoin me on Wednesday. Otherwise, hit me up tomorrow. Let's do this thing again tomorrow night. And I don't know where I'm going to be, but we're going to be colouring some rooftop somewhere. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I'll see you tomorrow.